Hey, it's PVSB with the CPG Guys. You know, we talk a lot about this on the show. For CPG marketers today, it's not just about reaching consumers. It's about connecting with them meaningfully at every touch point. Here's the reality. Shopping isn't just an event anymore. It's woven into daily life. And with consumers spending over 90 minutes streaming content daily, entertainment has become central to the shopping journey. Amazon Ads unifies commerce, entertainment, and open internet to reach 86% of U.S. households, turning trillions of consumer signals into powerful results, both on and beyond Amazon. So visit advertising.amazon.com to learn more. Welcome to the CPG Guys podcast. Your hosts, Shri Rajagopalan and Peter V.S. Bond, explore how brands and retailers engage consumers in an increasingly digitally driven world. And now, here are the CPG Guys.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of the CPG Guys podcast. This is one of several episodes I shot while up in Seattle. I was invited to Amazon Accelerate 2025. Of course, Shri, your co-host and also CRO and co-founder at Think Blue Consulting, your trusted partner in your omni-channel development journey. Get in touch with me at shri@thinkblueconsulting.co. Please do listen to my older daughter's music at www.riaraj.com and follow Lara Raj, my younger daughter, as a member of the world's fastest growing global girls group, Cat's Eye, now winner of an MTV VMA. Excited to be here and recording live today with our guest. Unable to join me today is my co-host and co-founder of PVSP, who also moonlights as head of industry and client engagement at Flywheel, the e-commerce acceleration division of Omnicom. Make sure you're subscribing to a podcast on our preferred listening platform where you can get our latest episodes and even go back to consume some of the 530 plus episodes we've already published. You know that the CPG guys have had a great relationship with Amazon, what we consider one of the best e-commerce retailers we have ever seen. So we're excited that we were invited to Amazon Accelerate. And here we go. Please enjoy this episode with one of the guests that was hand-selected by Hunter PR for the CPG Guys to interview. Thank you. Chris, welcome to the CPG Guys, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I know it's fun to be here in Seattle and not do traditionally what we do, which is over a remote recording software called Riverside. And this conference is special. I'm going to ask you all why you came here. But before we do that, I want to know everything about plant therapy first. So I'm going to kick it off first, Chris, by asking you, what was the vision behind plant therapy? Looks like you founded in 2011. So it's been 14 years. How did that vision evolve? Decade and a half nearly. It looks like your wife is very much involved in the business, and you and your wife took over the business from her mother in Idaho. I want to get into that story. What was her mom doing? And then what did you learn from her mom that shape what plant therapy is today? Give us a scoop, man.
All right. Yeah, we started plant therapy in 2011, but it was an offshoot of another brand right before that. So in 2000, prior to 2009, I was in more of a service-based business. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life and wanted to get into a product-based business because I felt like if we were in some type of a product, especially if it was small, if it was something that we could ship, we had a much larger audience and potential, kind of exponential.
You want to build wealth and equity, you get a product. You want to be in the services business and just serve, you be like me. Just kidding, man.
Yeah, I think it does open up a world of possibilities, I think. And we were looking for something new. So yeah, my mother-in-law had started a business. It was called Posergy. That was like positive energy smashed together to make the word Posergy.
Which the world needs so much of.
Yeah, totally. And there was a good vision and idea behind it. But essentially what she was doing was buying like a 5-gallon bucket of lotion from a supplier, scenting it with essential oils, and then putting that in a jar and selling it to friends and family. She started a little bit of a business. So she was doing that out of her garage.
Most of these amazing businesses, including we're here at Amazon, started out of a garage. So congratulations.
Yeah. So yeah, she found some success early on. I mean, she did maybe $30,000 or $40,000 worth of sales in that 6 months or so that she was doing that.
This is 2011.
No, this is actually 2008, 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, those are big numbers for 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Online especially.
Yeah. And especially just where she was just like hand doing it all, right? She was printing labels in herself and just filling these jars. And she's a bit of a serial entrepreneur. So she would start a business and then get a little distracted or tired of it, move on to something else. So she did that for only about 6 months. And then we wanted to get into the product business. So she was ready to move on. I said, why don't we buy that from you? And we bought that from her, I think for $50,000. And we opened a little retail store in Twin Falls. The problem that we ran into is our product wasn't really unique, and the market was small where we were. The website wasn't doing a lot of business, and we just didn't really have a unique selling,
like a proposition.
Yeah, there wasn't a reason for somebody to buy from us. So we did that I bought that in the middle of 2009. Fast forward 2 years. I wasn't really working there. I was still working at another job, and realized I started like kind of actually diving into the numbers. What are our costs of goods sold? And started learning these things. I didn't know anything about CPG, right? So I started learning like
those P&Ls can get very tricky in CPG land.
Yeah. And I realized like we are not making any money. We are not going to make any money. We would have to like, more than triple the business just to break even. And the business was growing, but it still was very small. Maybe I think that next year we did maybe $60,000 in sales. Like no way we were making any money, especially with a little retail store.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah, well, we did until it was like, this isn't working. Something has to change. Either we need to like close this business or adapt somehow, because I didn't see a path forward that was going to work. So at that time we had like our largest inventory asset was in bulk essential oils, and we were using those to scent the other products. And I wanted to clear out. I wish there was I could tell you there was some grand vision. There wasn't. I wanted to clear out some of our inventory.
But sometimes that's the vision.
Yeah, turn it into cash. That's what I wanted.
The number of senior merchants and chief merchants I talked to at the largest retailers in the world, from Kroger to Ahold, if I ask him what's your number one problem, they'll tell me cleaning out inventory. So you're in the same space.
Yeah. And we've had to do that over the years too, over and over. But yeah, so I decided to list the products on Amazon. The funny thing is, I didn't want to list them under Pazergy's name because I didn't want to like dilute our brand, which I find a little funny now, because we didn't have a brand and there was nothing to dilute. But so I was talking to my wife, said I want to list these things on Amazon. Like, what's a name I should list them under? She didn't really care. Kind of like, she wasn't really involved in the business and didn't. Wasn't really interested in that. We have 4 kids, so she was focused on being a mom full time.
4 kids is a fun life. I have 2 myself, 2 daughters.
Yeah, they're awesome. It's absolutely the best.
I have 4 pets as well, 3 cats and just a quiet puppy. So it's a full house.
Yeah, same with us. We actually have 2 dogs. We're getting a 3rd one, and then a couple cats, 12 chickens.
12 chickens?
Yeah.
Awesome. You hear us talk about pets often on the podcast.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's great. I love them. So she said, how about plant therapy? I said, perfect. In hindsight, I should have checked if the domain was available.
You obeyed the law of life, which is listen to the wife.
That's right.
And look where plant therapy is today. Well done. Well done, man.
Exactly.
Well done.
Thank you.
I do that religiously. Never failed me so far.
Yeah, she's definitely the brains in our
and then what's the difference in y'all's both roles at plant therapy? What do you do and what does she do? And what's her name?
Her name's Amanda, and she's actually not involved in the business.
Gotcha.
She hasn't been really from the beginning.
But she's got the IP for the name.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's pretty cool.
Which is like a phenomenal name, I think. And it just happened to be, there wasn't a lot of thought behind it. Just like, use this name, great. So this was in September of 2011. I spent the next month creating a brand, creating a logo, which looked terrible, creating labels, which looked terrible, and printing these labels in my office and hand filling these bottles of essential oils with the bulk. We were taking these.
A true ground up entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure. It was literally taking a pipette and taking it from the bulk into the container at the beginning and
how awesome.
Hand capping everything. So taping the fingers to make sure we can get those caps on, all of that. And that was it. So then we launched our first sale on Amazon on October 20th of 2011. So we're about to celebrate our 14th birthday.
Congratulations.
And
that's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks.
And then what brings you in particular to accelerate? I mean, the fact that Amazon paired you with us on the CPG Guys to be our first podcast recording, you're obviously doing very well on the Amazon platform. But what in particular brings you here? What are you looking forward to the next day and a half?
Yeah, I think that it is learning. It's just learning. Like, how can we be better? And how can we be better as a company? What tools are available? And then also just like learning from our peers. I think that's really what.
And so you're looking forward to some of the general sessions, just mingling with other sellers, getting to know what they do, what you do, and then hopefully impart some knowledge like you're doing on our podcast right now for other sellers as we get through this conversation. Is that the primary reason to be here?
That's really it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So 2011, you say, hey, let's get these launched. Let's go online. Why did you choose Amazon?
I think it just was something new for us. I actually wasn't really even buying on Amazon up to that point. I knew that it was a selling platform, and it wasn't that long before that they opened it up to third-party sellers. And essential oils were just starting to become popular. And so it was just like, I just want to sell some product. There was one other company already selling essential oils on Amazon, but she was selling a product that she was charging shipping, first of all. It wasn't through FBA. And so I thought, but her listings were good. It was beautiful. I thought her pricing was good. And I thought if it was like the same concept, but through FBA, maybe we can get some traction. And then immediately, like within 60 days, we had sold more on Amazon than we had in the previous year in our retail store. And then it was like, I still didn't know we had a business though, because this was November, December. And I thought, this is holiday sales. I had little kids at home, so I wanted to be home for dinner and bedtime. So I was going into work sometimes at 3:00 in the morning to try to, because I was still doing it mostly
grind, man,
by
that's
myself.
what it takes.
Yeah.
I'm still putting in 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
I have a consulting business, and then with what my family does in the entertainment business, I'm literally flying back tomorrow, coming back tomorrow night from LA, but that's what it takes. Sounds like you've really built this ground up. Is it still the grind today, 14 years later?
It is still, it is not the same. I'm not putting as many hours in the office. I put probably 50 hours a week in the office, but if you're an entrepreneur and it's in your blood, it's like I am putting, it is all of my
it's your
focus
baby.
And my energy.
Your mother-in-law's baby, IP'd by a wife and operated by you.
Yeah, that's exactly
family IP in business.
That's right.
Best case scenario, man.
Yeah.
So going back to Amazon, right? How have Amazon's tools and services on the platform that's available to sellers? You mentioned that's part of the reason you're here, to understand the latest stuff. How has that helped your business and grow over the years?
Amazon is the best of the best. And I think that they're continuing to launch new products and services that the entire intention is to sell more product. And that's what we want to do, right? So I think just following their lead, if they launch a new product, we should probably try to take advantage of that. And I mean, just like the FBA program, as a consumer, I trust Amazon Prime. I know I'm going to get it fast.
Blindly, like no one questions it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And knowing that as a consumer, like you, as a business owner, I should just follow what the consumers want. And
so you're on FBA, I assume, and Prime.
Yeah.
And it's working out well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then where are you guys shipping from? Are you in national distribution and only certain parts of the country?
We're our own manufacturer, and we make
United
everything
States?
in Idaho. Yep.
In Idaho.
In Twin Falls, Idaho.
That's awesome to hear, man. Of all those tools, services offered by Amazon to you, is there one that stands out in mind that you lean on, like the media platform, perhaps? Your retail media is the talk of the industry these days, or is it more the analytics that you're anchored on? What do you lean on to continue to leverage and optimize the experience and the business itself?
I think, the main thing is FBA, I think.
So it's fulfillment.
Yeah, it's fulfillment, shortening the length of time from the time we make a product to getting into the customer's hands. And Amazon's really efficient at that. So that's the main thing. But then we also, we're part of the SaaS program, which has been pretty beneficial.
Say more about the SaaS program for our listeners.
That is where we have an Amazon rep, and we pay for that. Wow. We pay for that service, but it is a person on the inside who's like a direct contact.
Your champion.
Yeah, our champion that is there to help us succeed. That's their job.
I remember listing for Frito-Lay back in the days, and it was called some other name. It wasn't called SAS. It was called something as 2012. And of course, we went 1P. A little known fact, I won't say secret, but a fact is majority of Amazon's volume, over 60% is actually third-party sellers like yourself. The 1P business is actually less than 40%, but the industry doesn't know it and still wants to gravitate to 1P. I mean, you're a success story if you do it yourself, you do FBA, you lean on the reliable services and tools that Amazon offers. You can indeed crush it and keep growing. But you are in a very crowded wellness therapy kind of space. There are hundreds of players in the space you're competing with, right? I'm just trying to wear your shoes for a second. You're constantly going to have to SEO optimize, make sure your content, your digital content, your pictures, your videos, your used videos is constantly new and up to date. So how do you differentiate in such a crowded space on such a large retailer?
Yeah, it's very difficult. I think for us, we had early mover advantage. So we gained a name and a reputation. Like it's important to me. Our entire mission is to positively impact as many lives as possible. So that's our mission. But one of the ways we do that is just like by being honest and being transparent. So
the business you're in, transparency is very important because people are actually using your products on their body. And so what kind of transparency are you bringing for your consumers?
I think just the fact that if we say that that's what's in the bottle and nothing else, that's what's in the bottle.
Ingredients.
Yeah.
And then talk to us about quality of your in-sourced ingredients.
Quality is paramount, and that goes along with what we say is in the bottle is in there. But our quality process is pretty in depth, and the amount of time that it takes to source a product till the time we get it in house is pretty lengthy because of that process. But we reject almost all of the oils we test get rejected.
Are you personally involved in that process?
I am not personally involved unless there's a reason why I need
an
to
anomaly
be.
Of some sort.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, these days I feel in this space, especially quality, how you source, transparency is a big part of the business. Most people think I have to optimize search, but if you got a good product at the end of the day at the right price points, it's going to win value, right? So essential oils and wellness products sometimes face skepticism or regulatory scrutiny, and there's a lot of negativity flowing as much as how important those products are for a person and how it can change their daily life. How do you ensure credibility with consumers, which is safety testing, certifications, scientific backing, so that the innovation that you create is as important as a stable assortment out there?
I think that comes back to the transparency and and just being honest with the consumer. I think there's a lot of negativity there has been in the past around essential oils because first of all, like most of them were sold through multi-level marketing, and a lot of a lot of the claims around essential oils were bogus. Like there's a lot of claims about curing cancer or like I can heal you from Ebola. That was a big thing for a little while. And we have never marketed anything like that. We shy away from that completely.
Is there any essential oils for my 0-2 New York Giants?
Say that one more time?
It's been 10 years since the Giants have had a winning season. Is there any essential oil we can give them to? All I want is a 9-8 season. I'm not asking for the Super Bowl.
I wish I could help, man.
But going back to what you were saying, right? So the skepticism based on previous history of stuff. So educate our listeners. When we say essential oil, what are those? What is that? Give us the names of a few.
Okay, yeah. So essential oil basically is the scent extracted out of a plant. So
got it.
Some ones you would know mostly
eucalyptus?
are like lavender, eucalyptus, peppermint, lemon, tea tree. These are some of the most popular.
And then in plant therapy, the scents come out, and then are these lotions? Tell us about the assortment.
So we sell pure essential oils, just like a small bottle, like a 10 ml bottle or a 30 ml bottle.
And do people apply that directly to their skin? Do they mix it? How does it work?
Yeah, it's kind of inherently a DIY product. You need to do something with it to be able to use it. So yeah, you could dilute it. You could put it in like a diffuser on your countertop just to make
Do you
the air
sell
smell
those as
better.
well, or do you recommend a diffuser?
We sell them as well. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so if someone wanted to try our essential oils, is it just go to Amazon and type plant therapy? That's pretty much it, and they should be able to find it.
For sure.
So tell us about the assortment. So you said eucalyptus. What else? Lavender.
Yeah, lavender, lemon, peppermint. And each of those have a little bit different property, right? So like eucalyptus is really good for, it smells good, it smells strong, it's good for clearing the sinuses. It's good in like a steam shower or something like that, right? Some of them just smell great. Like orange, one of my favorite essential oils, it just smells good. And if you're smelling something that smells good, it just makes you feel better.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I think that lavender has calming properties. So
I've been personally using eucalyptus for God knows how. My entire family uses, especially my kids. They just love it. Yeah. It seems to be a stress reliever for them. So let's talk about your successful channels, right? Obviously, e-commerce, Amazon is a big part of what you do. Is it the only way you distribute?
No, Amazon represents less than half of our sales today. Although we started as an Amazon business, then we built our .com. And
so D2C?
Yep.
And then what price points are you at?
We have pricing anywhere from, the essential oils start at probably $6 or $7 for a bottle. So pretty inexpensive, pretty accessible.
So there was a time when subscriptions was everything. Do you all still lean on subscriptions, or is that yesterday's way of life?
Our number one SKU on our website used to be oil of the month subscription. It's not anymore. In fact, we don't even offer that anymore.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what's the oil of this month?
Yeah, we don't. That was a unique program where it's like we would sell an oil that was kind of obscure, something that we wouldn't offer normally and not generally available in the market. But as our business is evolving, we're moving more towards ready-to-use products. So plant-based, natural, ready-to-use products like deodorant, body wash, face care,
and this is
hair
new?
care. Yeah, we've
couple of years, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, several years, but we're continually launching new products and moving more away from like a DIY type product to a ready-to-use product that's more consumable.
Is it more like a COVID trend where people just want shortcuts?
Yeah, I think DIY was a craze for a while. Everybody, especially during COVID. COVID was actually a really great thing for our business. Yeah, it's great. I still run a diffuser too. It's the easiest way to like scent your home naturally, I think.
So I got a question for you that just came up in my head. And is it feasible to put a diffuser in a car?
It is, yeah.
And people do that today?
Yep, there are several options available. It could be as simple as like a vent clip that you put a little bit of essential oils on. It could be something that plugs in or battery operated. Yeah.
How awesome, man. So D2C, right? What are the pitfalls? What advice would you give to others who want to follow you from a D2C perspective? Are there pitfalls? Like I know entry-level price point is important. You're shipping liquid. Are there any challenges with that?
There are some challenges, and a lot of the essential oils are considered hazmat based on the flash point. Yep. And the flash point is like at what temperature does this product become flammable?
Ignite.
So there are some.
Does it mean you have to get licenses from states, or what does that mean?
No, I think as far as Amazon is concerned, it's different warehousing. So we have to be part of the hazmat program where it's warehoused in a specific areas or in a specific way.
But it doesn't restrict you from distributing nationally.
No, it does not.
And then D2C, it doesn't restrict you either.
Correct. Yeah.
Gotcha. And talked about transparency, right? But again, you're in the business of trust with consumers, experience, sensory, emotional. These are kind of the things that come to top of mind when it comes to essential oils. And so therefore, you already talked about transparency, but what about community building, education, and content? What role do those play in your consumer acquisition strategy?
Super critical. I think that, so community, I think that people want to buy from somebody who, that they feel like they know. And so I think an online community is a good way to engage your customers.
Is that ratings and reviews, or do you have your own?
It's ratings and reviews, and it's also social media and just the ways that you get in front of the customers.
So someone wants to look up your social media. Do they just look up plant therapy?
Everything's just
TikTok,
at plant therapy.
TikTok, Instagram, all of the above.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so let's talk about community a little bit more and the role of content in community, right? So content is on the website. Content is on Amazon. Are they homogeneous? Do you have to create more content for D2C? How does that work? And then how often are you refreshing it?
We have, over the last 11 years, we have refreshed our label look, I think, 5 times. So it's happened over and over, and we're in the middle of a rebrand right now again. So that is like refreshed content, but also...
But the name hasn't changed.
The name hasn't changed. And I think it's important when you're creating content, you need to create value. That's what's important. So it isn't...
Now more than ever, consumers are looking for value, and the definition of value is different. Someone's looking for price, someone's looking for an ingredient. It's just so different.
And even when I'm talking about value, I'm like, in your posts, they need to be, or your emails, like, why does the customer want to open that? You need to provide value to them in that contact.
Well said. So I'm going to guess here and say that's a big piece of advice you want to give people. You create content, value above and beyond anything else.
Yeah.
But over the years, 2011, 2025, do you find open rates for emails to have diminished? Are they about the same? Are they improving overall?
Oh, it just comes and goes. Yeah, it's kind of
just depends.
Kind of up and down. Yeah.
Is there a season where people want your product, like the holidays, or is it because you're in the business of essential oils? It's just an all-year thing.
It's an all-year thing, but they are very giftable, and we sell a lot of gift sets and these kind of things that are very popular holiday items. So yeah, Q4 for us is a big deal.
A big congrats from the CPG guys, because I learned you're a recipient of Amazon's Force for Good award. Tell us what it's about.
Yeah, the Force for Good is awesome. It's just like validation and recognition from Amazon that we are a force for good. And a big part of our business is our giving back initiatives. And we're, like I said, we're almost 14 years old, and over that 14 years, we've just surpassed $6 million in donations.
Wow.
Which I'm super proud of. Yeah, because what that's doing...
Where do these donations go?
They go all over. So some of it is to individuals. For example, we've paid for a lot of funerals without people even knowing it. We would just go to a funeral home and pay the fees and most of that is done anonymously. But then there's also lots of like charitable organizations. I'm really passionate about helping vulnerable people,
improving people's lives. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So that's part of your community role as well.
Yeah, it is.
I got to ask you the dirty question.
Yeah.
There's always margin pressures on the P&L. How are you able to keep up the philanthropy in a challenged P&L, especially in a world since 2023 when volume has been challenged in retail for anybody and everybody?
Yeah, it's really difficult. For me, I think the biggest thing is that like we were built because we want to impact lives positively. Like that is who we are in our core and in our ethos. And it isn't necessarily about how much you can give to charity. I think it's about like how much can you impact the people within your little circle. And then if I can build you up just a little bit, when we're done with our conversation, if you felt better about yourself than when we started, then I think you will take that and you will, in your interactions with other people, you will help them feel a little bit better. And that ripple effect is like what will change the world. It isn't necessarily about the dollars given out.
Awesome message given how we're faced in the world today. Let me wrap this up by asking you, how are you using data, such an important piece of growing innovation, I imagine, consumer feedback, usage behavior, product reviews to stay ahead of emerging customer preferences? So many terms come to mind: clean label, organic, fragrance profiles. How are you doing that? Is data part of your DNA or employees' DNA?
Yeah, it is. So there's 2 pieces of that. One is collecting data, and then the other one is actionable insights from that data. And those are 2 separate things. And some people are really good at one and not good at the other.
Very well said.
And
the largest companies in the world are good at one, not both.
Yeah.
And yet they'll say, I'm brilliant at what I do because I have data. But if you don't have insights, what's the have data going to do for you? So tell us more.
Yeah. I think it's critical. Your customers will tell you what they want. And I think like in my opinion, every kind of feedback we can get from customer is a gift, and they are taking their time, even if it's negative, most often when it's negative. And I assume if there's a negative feedback from one customer, I'm assuming there's at least 10 people that feel the same way and aren't going to say it, at least 10. And so we really pay attention and listen to our customers. And when there's a feedback channel. Anytime a customer gives us feedback, it shows up in my Slack channel. I personally see that every time a customer leaves us feedback. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And if it isn't, we look for a pattern. If it's like one person that's upset, okay, I know there's a few others like that. But if it's like we get the same feedback over and over, there's something there. Their customer is telling us something. We should listen to them and pay attention to that.
Very well said. Lastly, for other budding entrepreneurs who want to follow in your footsteps, grow a business, want to be philanthropic in nature, what advice would you give them?
I think that to be like, to have as far as the philanthropy piece goes, if it is in your core, if it's like, if you want to do it, you will do it. If you don't want to do it, you might talk about it, but you're not actually going to do it. I think it has to be like innate. You have to like actually really want that to make it work, because it's very difficult to balance. We're not a nonprofit, and balancing profits with giving back is a constant line we walk. But what our entire team at Plant Therapy is focused on that and focused on that impact. So I think the philanthropy piece, I think, is just second nature to us. That it's just who we are. So
congratulations on all the success. Hey, I know this is a busy week for you. Thank you for making time to join us on the CPG Guys at Amazon Accelerate 2025. It's a pleasure having you, Chris. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you. That's a wrap. Wow, what a terrific conversation here at Amazon Accelerate 2025. Let me thank our audience for listening to this wonderful episode. Do leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite listening platform. It informs us how we're doing, as well as if we're having the right conversations. To all of you, thank you from Peter and me. You make this show happen. To all our sponsors, whether this podcast or parties at events, hosted dinners, having us speak at panels, thank you, thank you, thank you. The show doesn't exist without you. That's a wrap. We look forward to speaking with you on the next episode of the CPG Guys.
The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPG Guys LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.